Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to continue my videos on the elements in astrology, but like I mentioned in my video for the fire element, I am also relating it to Carl Jung's psychological functions, and they're actually the same functions for personality types. So MBTI, Myers-Briggs personality types, this can relate to it as well. And tarot. I'm going to be incorporating tarot cards at the end of this video. The element earth is associated with the psychological function of sensation or sensing. Like I mentioned in my fire video, sensing and intuition are connected. This is basically how one perceives information, and people who are strong in sensing or the function of sensation, they receive information from their external world. So the definition of sensation is a physical feeling or perception, and it is perceived by a sense or our senses. So people strong with sensing, like go into your personality type, they need more factual information. They need to be able to touch or actually see something to believe that it's real. Basically, they just need proof. They need tangible evidence for information. They see themselves as realist and they are pragmatic. But the challenge is being too pragmatic, because their need for this pragmatic evidence inhibits them to be able to see all possible outcomes or potentials. So they can actually allow themselves to reach even more successful conclusions with the way that they perceive information if they allow themselves to be a little bit more flexible about the information that they take in. The element earth, the reason it's associated with the psychological function of sensation or sensing is because earth represents our physical body, our physical being, and our physical needs. It's basically like the firm base or foundation from which we can grow, from which like intuitive ideas can develop. It's like the ground. I mean, it's earth. So being this foundation, it allows like intuitive ideas to be able to grow into reality. So this makes earth, the earth element, an essential base for all the other psychological functions and all the other elements. Because what earth does is it basically allows all the other elements, functions, to be solid and be brought into concrete form, to like reality through the earth plane or through a sensation. So that's earth as a psychological function. So if your personality type is, you are strong with sensing rather than intuition, that's how you're going to be. You're going to be more realistic, and maybe a challenge for you is probably being too realistic. Maybe you could be kind of not like closed-minded, but just kind of fixed with what you believe in. So relating it to tarot, the suit of pentacles is associated with the earth element. The pentacle, or it's called coins too, I say pentacle, it's a 5, like the little 5-pointed star, and this 5-pointed star is the symbol for our bodies. It's like, it represents the physical body. It's basically like the earth magic that is found in our bodies, in nature, in the earth, in the world. This is like, it's a very magical symbol. To be honest, like, the entire suit of pentacles to me represents the sensation. So pentacles, the suit of pentacles is associated with, work, the material world, money. It could be finances, it could be your job, it could be just reality, the real world. And I always think, depending on what you ask in readings, I always think that if it's something lacking, like maybe if it comes up as like something challenging, it could be like bringing forth any of the other like cards from another element, bringing forth that like energy of that card from another, like say a wand, a sword, or a cup. It could be like the challenge of bringing that, like manifesting it into the real world, if that makes sense. So that's like a way that I see the Suit of Pentacles, depending on what you ask, but that could be a way to see it, because it does represent the real world, the material world, reality. I mean, obviously the Ace of Pentacles, like I mentioned for the fire video, the Ace of Pentacles could be like the initial sensation, the initial sense of something. It's like bringing forth a new sense of something. Actually, I think that especially like the King of Pentacles, I get a lot of earthy vibes from this. I mean, look at that guy. He is like surrounded and all this earthiness, all those vines, or I think that's actually his like cloak or something. I don't know, but I get like strong, solid, grounded. And then this, the Knight of Pentacles, Knights are like taking action or something, but this is like slow action, slow, steady progress. This is like taking it a step at a time. This isn't like a Knight of Wands where they're just bursting in and not really thinking about it. That's Earth. It's more grounded, more stable. It's about slow and steady progress, just like, I guess, I don't know why I said that. Some cards weren't standing out to me, because now that I'm saying that, I also think of the 7 and the 8 of Pentacles. I mean, these cards to me are like the working cards. I mean, they're all, because the Pentacles, again, they're work, but these especially, I mean, look, he planted the seed, he's like nourishing it so it can grow. This is like, I get a lot of like needing to be patient with this card, like needing to embrace the earth energy of just patience, of just waiting, like a slow progress. And then this one, 8, you're like putting in the work. I mean, look at that guy, he's just like working his ass off. You're putting in the work to something. And last one, the 4 of Pentacles. For me, I always get like stubborn Taurus vibes from this card. And I know people say that this is like a positive card, which I'm not saying that it's not, but I always get like, you can't let shit go. Like you're just like kind of being stingy, kind of being stubborn. So for the Suit of Pentacles, those cards I think really stand out to me in like representing the earth element, or like the psychological function of sensation or sensing. And lastly, the Major Arcana, which if you don't know about the Major Arcana, it's basically like steps in a journey, like life progress steps. That was like the worst explanation. Life progressions, I don't know. But the Hierophant or Hierophant, I don't know. I always like mix this one up. But this one is the Taurus card, about traditions, learning values, Taurus energy. The Hermit is Virgo. And then the Devil is Capricorn, which, sorry Capricorn, you're the devil. But I also think because Capricorns can be so like obsessed with work that they can just like tie themselves into it, like they can be too focused on like status and success. I feel like that's why you got the Devil card, because sometimes Capricorns, you know, they're too into like status, and it's about setting yourself free from that, I guess. And then we have other ones that the planets. We've got the Empress, which is Venus. All love, Venus rules Taurus, so that's why I included it in this one. Just love, beauty, it's like fertile love energy, fertility. That is like Taurus. And then the World, which is Saturn. So that's the earth element and the sensing function in tarot. That's how you can kind of see it. If you have tarot, or if you're into it, or even if you're not, like look up the pictures and see kind of like the progressions of this function of sensation. You know, you get the sense, you're doing all this, going through the progress of it. If you know like your MBTI, is this like a big function for you? Is this how you take in your information? And also look at your chart. Where are the earth signs in your chart? What houses are they in? This is kind of like, I think, where in your birth chart in astrology you can kind of find this function, like the sensing function. So I hope that you liked this video. I hope that it was interesting to you, and thank you for watching.